I thought my business partner had my back until we hit rock bottom together. We'd built this app startup for 3 years. Both of us quit our jobs on the same day, convinced we were onto something. Bootstrapped everything, slept in the office, coded through weekends, missed holidays. His couch in the corner became my second bed. We'd order pizza at 2 a.m., arguing about feature design, laughing at how broke we were, but convinced it would pay off. The product was solid. Users loved it. We were closing in on a Series A, or so we thought. Then the tech market crashed last spring. Hard. VC money dried up overnight. Companies were collapsing left and right. Our Series A fell through in an email. Just like that. We were bleeding cash, our servers were about to shut down, and we had maybe 2 weeks before total bankruptcy. No runway, no savings left. I was panicking, losing sleep, checking our bank account compulsively like the numbers would change if I looked hard enough. But honestly, I was grateful to have someone to panic with, someone who understood what we'd built and what we were about to lose. That's when he called an investor meeting without telling me. He dropped the bomb during a call I wasn't even supposed to be on. I only found out because my developer texted asking if I knew about the competitor acquisition. That's how I learned my company was being sold. From a developer, not from my partner of 3 years. He'd been negotiating with a competitor for weeks. Didn't tell me. Didn't ask my opinion. Didn't even give me a heads up before the call. He cut a deal that technically saved the company and kept our product alive, which would have been great except it erased 90% of my equity in the process. I got a small role on their team doing what I'd already been doing. He got a massive golden parachute, stayed on as strategic advisor, and walked away with enough money to never work again. When I confronted him in person, he acted confused about why I was upset. He kept saying the company doesn't have to die with us, said it was the only way to save the product, said I wasn't thinking clearly because I was too emotional about losing money. He talked about sacrifice and the bigger picture like he was explaining something obvious to a kid, like I should be grateful. I asked him straight up, how long were you planning to tell me? He couldn't answer. He just looked at his shoes, silent for like 30 seconds, and finally said, I was going to tell you after it closed. I knew you'd try to stop it. The honesty almost made it worse. I said, so you decided for both of us? He nodded. Actually nodded like that was reasonable. He said something about how I'd have blocked the deal and the product needed to survive, that I'd understand eventually, that I should be proud the thing we built was going to live on. He genuinely seemed to believe this made him the good guy. The worst part, he wasn't wrong about me trying to stop it. I absolutely would have fought it. I would have burned those bridges, hired a lawyer, done whatever it took to renegotiate. I would have found another way. Maybe it wouldn't have worked, but he didn't even let me try. He didn't even give me that choice. Instead, he made it for me. Took my 3 years, my life savings, my late nights, my belief that we were building something together, and converted it into his retirement package. He moved to Malibu like 2 weeks later, posted about it on Instagram. Beach sunsets, picture of his new place. We talked about Malibu once as a stupid joke about what we'd do if the startup succeeded. Now he was there, and I was learning about it from his stories. Last week, I went to this coffee shop near my new apartment, still trying to figure out my next move. That's where I saw him with a competitor's CEO, both of them laughing at some joke. Him wearing a Patek Philippe watch I'd never seen before, a watch that cost more than my car. He looked different too, relaxed, happy, like the weight we'd carried for 3 years just evaporated the moment he decided to sell without me. I don't think I've heard from him since. He tried texting a few times, friendly stuff about how the new team was treating me, asking if I wanted to grab coffee. I never responded. There's nothing to say. He made his choice. He got his payout. He got to be the guy who saved the company, while I got to be the guy who lost everything. When he saw me walk in, he actually waved. Waved at me like we were still friends, like we were still on the same team, like he hadn't just blown up my life and was genuinely confused why I wasn't grateful. I just turned around and left.